All my life, I've been a global traveler, seeking cultures and traditions that are just as vibrant today as in times past. We're opening doors, stepping into worlds most never see, because that's where the best stories are, behind closed doors. We're sharing stories of local life and the working world, plus spending time with some of the most interesting people you'd ever want to meet. It's truly privileged access that always leaves me excited to explore more. Strolling through the magnificent Acropolis, I learned of the modern-day love story of Mary and Mimikos, a romantic tragedy that became a movie chronicling the dramatic events of 1893.
Mary Weber was a German governess at the palace of King George I of Greece.
She met an army surgeon,
Michael Mimikos.
They met somehow during a Sunday promenade and they fell in love.
It must have been a love at first sight.
The two lovers met every day on the Acropolis of Athens.
This was their standard rendezvous.
It's one of those loves that you all know, like Juliet and Romeo.
They did things discreetly because, you know, it wasn't very proper for a young girl to be having an affair. They used to communicate with letters. She would leave it at the military hospital, which was just next to the Acropolis Museum, so that he would receive it.
Sending letters one to the other, forever, promising things, waiting for them to get married, waiting for them to live the rest of their life.
The love affair went on for 7 months, and they started making plans to see if they could be married, if they would have enough money to make it through.
One day, Mimikos did not come, and the following day, he did not show up.
Michael Mimikos is missing those morning rendezvous every single day for 3 running days.
He disappears. Mary sends one letter, the second letter, the third letter, no response.
And this happened for 8 running days.
Finally, she writes a brief note.
She's absolutely desperate. She wants to meet him, and now it's the 4th letter coming saying,
"If you don't come, I kill myself." And she meant it.
The next morning, she's coming up with great hope. She started picking up and collecting flowers from all around the rocky hill.
And in that white gown in which she was dressed, she went all the way up.
All the way up to the very top of the Parthenon.
And she stood there, and the guard, who was an eyewitness, said that she looked like a statue, a living statue in that dress that was blown by the air.
And when she knew that he was not coming, she just leapt.
Some tourists that happened to be nearby helped her to transfer her body to the nearby hospital. This hospital at the foot of the Acropolis, where Mimikos was a staff member.
Her love arrived, Michael, only to find out all the letters that had piled up there. And he had not read them, he had not received them, only because he was sick all these days. He was absent for 8 days in a row.
He was guided to the room. There he found his Mary holding violets, dressed as a bride. That was the custom in Greece, still is, when unmarried people die.
That moment, he said, "Do not worry, I'll follow you soon."
The next thing we know is that his family took him to their house. His brother decided to stay with him so that he wouldn't commit suicide, but at some point in the night,
He took his gun and he shot himself.
straight into the heart.
That next day, the funerals took place. There were separate burials, but on that same night of the funerals, a group of doctors, friends actually, they entered the cemetery and moved the body of Mimikos into Mary's grave.
Their names are engraved on the grave stone and the grave marker, and it is a very sweet, modest place.
Mimikos and Mary were as pure as angels, and like angels, they flew to heaven.
I hope you too will do what I did and explore the Acropolis, listening closely for the other stories these stones can tell. In the heart of Athens' colourful Plaka District lies a tasty treasure. Brettos, the oldest distillery in Greece and second oldest in Europe. What was once an Athenian mansion is now filled to the rafters with homemade spirits.
So this very special bar has been here for a long time?
Yes, the bar is since 1909, 107 years. He started, Mr. Brettos, fixing in the backyard of the store ouzo and a spirit.
Greek spirits particularly?
Greek spirit, yes, Greek spirit.
Brettos is home to a delightful collection of intriguing spirits, brought to life from old family recipes, tastes found nowhere else.
We make our own ouzo. We make 40 different flavors of liqueurs and a couple of local things. One is chipuro, which is like a vodka, like a grappa, from the raisins, from the grapes. And we make a rakomelo, which is raki with the cinnamon and honey. But our raki is without anise, chipoudia. Raki in Turkey is with anise.
So your raki does not taste like licorice?
Exactly.
Another option is a local's favourite, with an unusual taste derived from mastic trees on the Isle of Chios.
This is a bottle of pure mastica.
Yes. This is the tree with the sugar and alcohol.
Okay. And what does mastica itself taste like?
It's a very unique flavor. I have to give you a little bit to taste it, and you tell me about that.
Okay.
This is sweet thing, huh?
Sweet, yeah. I like sweets.
Go ahead.
That's unique.
It's unique flavor. Right?
Little bit like the forest.
The forest, yes.
Like the trees.
The Greeks, they love mastica. The 99%.
In Norway, we have a drink called aquavit. Aquavit.
I heard about it. I know the aqua.
The water of life. So this is sort of the Greek aquavit.
Aquavit, yes. Aquavit.
Of course, there's one Greek spirit we simply had to check out, the Brettos' version of ouzo.
Where does that name come from?
I don't know what means.
I don't know what
Really, I don't know what means, but I can tell you how we make ouzo.
And how do you make it?
Yes. The ouzo is the spirit, which comes from sugar beets, the anise, and by the law, mastica. Have you tried ouzo before?
I love ouzo.
You love ouzo?
Because I love licorice.
If you love licorice, this you like more than all the other liqueurs you had.
It's liquid licorice.
Licorice. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's very smooth. And this is 48 proof?
Yes.
It's distilled and it's double distilled.
And three and 4, yes.
And this particular one, which is the 48%, has been distilled how many times?
4 times.
4 times.
Yes.
That's the highest number
The
of
highest.
distillations.
We have 46% 3 times, 42% 2 times, and the blue one, which is 40% 1 time.
Does any of them taste more of licorice than others?
Yes, of course. The 40% more licorice, less. As more distilled, less you feel the licorice.
So if you're like me and you love licorice,
If you love licorice, you go
Which
to the
one should I
40%.
how are you supposed to drink ouzo? You're not supposed to.
No, sip it.
You're supposed to sip it.
Not shoot it.
Does it have any health benefits, or is it just makes you happy?
It makes you happy, that's all.
Pavlos had yet one more favourite to share, his handmade brandies that are served in a most unusual way.
If the customers want to have a drink, we take it straight from here.
Into the glass?
Into the glass, and we serve it. This is fantastic.
So from the barrel
For the barrel, yes,
to the table.
to the table.
Brettos' timeless setting speaks volumes about the character of its delightful owner. Combine that with the endless choices and the warm, welcoming Greek hospitality, and you've got a place I won't soon forget. I hope you too will do what I did and explore more of Greek culture for yourself. Join us again here on Viking.TV as we open more doors around the world on our quest to explore the planet's most fascinating cultures and delightful traditions.